What's your thoughts on Mark Cuban, Oklahoma City? Snapped Sacramento's 5-game winning streak last night, winning their second game of the year. They're sitting at 2-5. But Mark Cuban kind of hinting that maybe the Thunder should just kind of tank it and think about the lottery and building for next year. Now,
I'm okay with that.
I understand, but is that really, is it right for one owner to maybe suggest to another team how they should go about their business? This to me is a potentially finable thing for bringing up a subject like that.
No. I think he was well within his rights to suggest that. I mean, think about it. From his standpoint, that's possibly 2 or 3 wins for his team. Absolutely, he should be. I mean, maybe you shouldn't verbalize it publicly, but I certainly understand. I wish all 29 other teams would tank, except for the Blazers. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with that.
Coast to the title.
Hey, man. Everybody else try to win the lottery. We'll win a championship. I'm okay with that.
All right, let's speaking of verbalizing, let's check in with our friend Rick Kamla from NBA TV. Rick, do you have any problem with Mark Cuban tossing out an opinion that maybe the Thunder might be better off thinking about tanking for next season?
No, because I think if they bottom out this year, Kevin Durant's going to walk in the summer of 2015. He's an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2016. Just a few months ago, Gary Williams and people on the Eastern Seaboard were talking about, the speculation that Kevin Durant may eventually want to come back home. And I think that speculation is real. I think it has legs. How long, he's with Rock Nation, right? He's with, what's his name? Jay-Z, right? Okay, you think Jay-Z wants Kevin Durant in OKC, especially if they're not winning championships? I'm just saying, I think the OKC thing is a great marriage. Katie's got a restaurant at OKC. I mean, he's the king of that town. It's all good. But it's all good with them winning 59 games, 60 games, going to the Western Finals, going to the finals. If they bottom out, I think that's going to give Kevin Durant some pause and perhaps cause to leave.
That's an interesting point you bring up, Rick, and that's how I feel about Oklahoma City overall. I actually feel like the window may be starting to close on them anyway. I mean, we've seen the best of the best from Oklahoma City, and they still didn't get it done. They can't get better. They don't have cap space. How do you convince a guy like Kevin Durant, who wants to have a legacy, who wants to win a championship, that we can put this together moving forward?
Well, I mean, that's difficult to sell to Kevin Durant because, he's got an MVP. He's got millions. He's worldwide famous. What's left? A championship. So if he feels like, the window has closed or something like that in OKC, I think he's going to bolt, especially with the Wizards. If that's the team that he goes to, near his hometown, think about how nasty they would be. Paul Pierce signs a 2-year deal. I mean, let's trace it back. Trevor Ariza rock and rolled with them last year. They move him out instead of giving him, a 4-year long-term deal. They bring in Pierce on a 2-year deal. KD has 2 years left on his deal with OKC. So the puzzle pieces fit there. And you talked about the championship window closing. I agree with you, but it's unfortunate. It's actually a basketball tragedy because a couple of years ago, Russ got hurt right at the beginning of the playoffs. Then last year, they beat the LA Clippers, but in the clinching Game 6, Serge Ibaka blows out his calf. This is the first 2 games against the Spurs, so it's 0-2. And then Serge comes back and he isn't the same. And the Spurs, obviously, they were probably going to win the series anyway. But with a healthy Serge, it's game on. So it's really been unfortunate. Now, of course, Westbrook and Durant are out. It just seems like the arrow is pointing downward for the OKC Thunder.
They lost last night thanks to a great fourth-quarter comeback by the Suns on their home floor in Phoenix. But how real do you think the start of the Warriors is, and how much is it sustainable the rest of the way?
I think they're totally for real. I think Mark Jackson did a really good job of resuscitating the Warriors and doing a good job with the cast of characters that they have there. But the key word in what I'm saying there is good. I don't think he did a great job. I think Steve Kerr is getting more out of the same cast of characters than Mark Jackson did. And that's no slight to Mark Jackson. I love Mark Jackson. I love watching him, as an NBA analyst. And I think there's another coaching job out there for him. But I think Steve Kerr I just think he's in another level, under Popovich, under Jackson, being with, Lute Olson, all these phenomenal coaches. And I just really, really respect the basketball brain of Steve Kerr. And think about it. Golden State is doing this without David Lee. And I understand Clay and Curry and all this stuff. And by the way, there is, and I know you guys in Portland are saying Lillard and Matthews. And maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But the best backcourt in the NBA is Curry and Clay, and I really don't think there's a debate. I think the debate is who's the second best backcourt in the NBA.
I think we would say that.
I think that we'd be in agreement there. But now that you brought it up, a conversation we've been having here in Portland the last 3 or 4 games regarding Wesley Matthews and where he is in terms of the NBA overall at that 2-guard position. I give you Klay Thompson. I give you James Harden, DeMar DeRozan maybe. But then after that, I'm struggling to think of a 2-guard that's playing better basketball than Wesley Matthews right now.
Well, in terms of fantasy basketball, I had Matthews at about 9, 10, 11. But in terms of reality, where you play both ends and, not just with steals on defense, but just playing solid, gritty defense, just staying in front of your guy or, closing out effectively on an outside shot. Wesley Matthews is might be the best two-way 2-guard in the NBA. Now, you've got Monte Ellis, you've got Dwayne Wade, James Harden, Kobe Bryant, DeMar DeRozan, Joe Johnson. There's all kinds of great 2-guards in the league. But the point is this. I've been saying for years that Wesley Matthews is not only the most underestimated shooting guard in the league, but the most underestimated player in the NBA. And you guys know what happens. As long as you keep winning playoff series, getting deeper with a brighter spotlight, if Matthews keeps playing the way he's playing, he's going to ultimately get that shine.
There was a lot of talk, and it's still going on, about the situation with regard to the Lakers and the closing months and years of Kobe's time in the NBA. Some want him to be traded to New York or somewhere else where he could maybe end his career on a team that's going to win some. And that
New York ain't going to win that?
Well, this is almost an inference. Almost an inference that the Lakers aren't going to be winning anytime soon either. So the question becomes, is he dragging the Lakers down, or is he the only good thing that they have going these days?
That's a great question, and Harv took the words out of my mouth. I mean, that's not like you're going from the outhouse to the penthouse. You're going from, I don't know, the outhouse to maybe the foyer or something. I don't know what the hell that is. But, the Lakers finally got a win the other night against the Charlotte Hornets. And if I'm a Hornets fan, I'm totally bummed out. Really, the Lakers got their first win on us. But the Lakers are a bad basketball team. There's no doubt about it. Kobe is going to try to lead the league in scoring. And I've got him all across the board on my fantasy basketball team, so I hope he does. But the Lakers, I think, are going to struggle to win 30 games. I think they're going to be a bottom 7 or 8, maybe a bottom 5 team in the NBA because, injuries may start to pile up and they may be even worse than they are right now. I will say this. I think Nick Young is going to come back and give them a shot in the arm. But, Nick Young, what is he good for? He's good for entertainment. He's good for putting some sizzle on the court. But in terms of it resulting into wins, we have yet to see that in the NBA.
I want to ask you about something. I had this conversation with Jabbar Young, who's one of our beat writers for CSNNW.com here in Portland. And the conversation we had was regarding Kobe Bryant and the big contract he took. I don't think he retires in 2 years. I think he plays 2 more to help groom the next guy. But he took his money now. And so that in 2 years, when these free agents are available, there's a lot more money on the table. The new TV contract kicks in. All of a sudden, the Lakers have a lot of money in a very desirable city.
Yeah, Harv, I'm not buying, the recent reports that Kobe isn't planning on playing past, this year and next year. I'm not buying that. And Harv, I've talked to you about this. One of my major opinions about our beloved NBA over the last 5 to 7 years is that Kobe Bryant is going to try to catch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and pass Kareem as the all-time scoring leader in the NBA. 38,387. That's the number. And if Kobe Bryant can keep up what he's doing for about 3 or 4 more years, he'll get Kareem. So essentially what that means is if he can drop 25 a game, and I do believe Kobe when he says that he does not want to play for another team and he wants to finish his career with the purple and gold. They've done right by him. He's done right by them. It's just a beautiful marriage. I don't want Kobe going anywhere.
No.
The Paul Pierce leaving Boston was a little weird. I love that Reggie Miller stayed in Indiana. I love that Tim Duncan is going to be a Spur for his whole career. But I'm old school that way. Player movement and, guys bopping to 6, 7, 8 teams. I'm not feeling that. I like guys that just stick with the team and try to win with that team.
Call LaMarcus for us.
I think you already know.
Well, you guys, listen. You guys. I remember reading about that. The reports that he was a little unhappy and wanted trades and the thing moving in the right direction. Come on, man. I predicted you guys to be a top 4 team in the West. I know you guys feel like you're going to be a top 4 team in the West. What more do you want? If you're a baller, you get all the shots you want. They're going to give you a max contract. You're the king of the city, and you're a top 4 team in the West. That means you're in it to win a championship every year. If LaMarcus Aldridge leaves, I'll be a little mad at him, to be honest with you.
So lastly, Rick, the Cavaliers, their early season struggles, is that just what we expected by throwing a lot of guys together that are unfamiliar, or is there something going on that maybe is going to prevent this team from realizing all the potential that most people think they have?
No, I think in January, in the conversation leading into the All-Star break is, oh yeah, do you remember when Kyrie Irving and LeBron James hated each other? I think Miami started 9-8 when the big three came together. I'm not sure what Boston did when they first came together, but it probably wasn't all peaches and cream immediately. I think I'm still maintaining my preseason prediction that the Cavaliers are going to win it all, because I think when/if they figure it out and all the puzzle pieces fit into place. And I think Deion Waiters coming off the bench is perfect. I never thought he should have started. It's an ego thing, obviously, with him. Wants to hear his name, wants to be announced before the game, wants to be a starter and all that kind of stuff. But he's in the Jamal Crawford, J.R. Smith category, in my opinion. A guy that comes off the bench and just rocks and rolls and gets a bunch of shots up. And I think that's a real good vibe for him. And I have every confidence in LeBron and those guys, and Love and Kyrie, as conscientious as they are, as high character as they are, and as high basketball IQ as they are, that they're going to figure it out.
Rick, everybody knows they can catch your act on NBA TV. How about how they can follow your daily thoughts when you post on Twitter?
Well, there you go. I get out there when I can. It's at NBA TV, Rick. Hey, sorry about the pump fake. I didn't mean to go Dwayne Wade on you there at the beginning of the interview. but always great chat with you guys, man. Harm, peace, man.
Hey, good talking to you. We'll see you in Atlanta.
Rick, be good.
You guys.
We'll see you soon.
Easy.
Rick Kamla, NBA TV. Good man. Good man. We got I think his picture, that might have been his high school graduation.
Oh, we got to do something about that. That's horrible.
We got to update that.
He won't come back on if he sees that picture.